My first payout was, I think, around $700, and I've gotten three max payouts from there since I started.
So that's around like 8,600 in 1 month.
Yeah,
A lot of traders don't see this much success within a year.
I was like, wow, I'm working like 40-hour weeks, like busting my back out for like just a grand. It's definitely given me so much freedom.
Was it across multiple accounts or was it like with one single account?
It was just one single account.
Okay, wow. So you made well like 6,000 from a $200 investment?
Around there, yeah. After all those like days and months of losing, you finally see that like money in your account is completely eye-opening. And without you, I wouldn't have like stayed consistent with my rules.
All right, really quick, Andrew, just for the camera, who are you? Where are you from? And what are you doing right now?
Um, I'm Andrew, obviously, and let's see. I'm from Vietnam. I came over here as an first generation immigrant, so a lot of hardships and a lot of pressures on me to like become successful. I'm currently a student, a full-time college student, and I'm just looking to retire my parents soon and just gain some financial freedom.
Okay. And how long have you been trading?
I've been trading for around a year now and on and off due to school.
Okay, so you started learning about a year ago, like officially?
Yes, I think I started around July of last year, June, July of last year, like 2025.
Oh, okay. Wow. So yeah, full year. That's crazy. And you've already gotten crazy results. Okay, anyways, we'll get to those results later, but that's really interesting. Honestly, I thought you were trading for a bit longer. But no, that's cool. I was wondering, how did you first come across me? Like my channel, maybe my social media.
It was initially like some reels or like some YouTube shorts about just your day trading because just the rabbit hole of just all the profits possible. And then I think it was early January where I saw you starting the live every day,
Mm.
showing full transparency. And then I started watching more videos about your strategy and just, hopping in the live, seeing what you're doing, seeing what you see. And that's where I think it really started.
Okay, cool. And what was actually going on in your trading before you decided to join our mentorship?
I think it's very similar to most traders where it's either like over trading, over leveraging, just trying everything that I possibly can to make this work and just struggling in that sense.
Mm. Would you say you had a specific strategy, or was it more of like you were just kind of doing what you felt, kind of?
I use the orb strategy where it's like first 15 minutes of New York Open, but I feel like I couldn't really execute that properly, either because I was either oversized, over leveraged, or just like tilting.
Mm. Okay,
So
so
I
yeah,
can like, yeah.
yeah, I would say like a lot of the traders that I speak to, it's always like top three things: over leveraging, over trading, and then not having like a specific way of trading. Like a lot of the people that I've spoken to, they have strategies, but they won't have like a main one to master. So yeah, I would say that's pretty normal to have those struggles. Even with me, like before I got my first 10K payout, the same stuff. I wouldn't calculate risk. I'd just be focused on the profit. So it'd be like over leveraged. And then if I lost, I'd keep trading, over trading. And then when you over trade, you're not really trading a system. You're kind of just buy, sell, buy, sell.
Mhm.
So yeah. Another question I had, what was your main frustration? Like what really wasn't working for you?
Um, I feel like we all fall in the cycle of like maybe like next week's the new week, next week's a fresh start. So let me just like try again next week. And it was a repeat and fail cycle of I'm not changing anything about my strategy or my like rules or anything, so nothing really changed besides me just blowing more accounts.
Yeah, it's like new month, new me, but you're still doing the same things. Yeah. Or like when people, I know a lot of people that they won't start something new until it's like the new year. And it's like
Mhm,
a new date won't change anything. You have to change yourself.
definitely.
Um Another question I had of like before you joined is what had you already tried at that point that wasn't working?
Definitely hopped in some Discords, live streams, and definitely got some indicators. But honestly, they never worked out because I think it's just too much noise. It's just random stuff when I could just focus on the charts, keep things simple, keep things minimal, you know?
Mhm. Yeah. I definitely know a lot of traders that sell indicators and market it as like a, like the holy grail. Like
Mhm,
this indicator, you'll make so much profit. But like you can have the best indicator. You can have an indicator that gives you 80% win rate, and because of our emotions or our human mistakes, we'll bring it down to like a 50% win rate. So like indicators, I would say are a huge trap for beginners. Even me in the beginning, I remember searching up 100% win rate indicator,
yeah.
or like what's the best indicator combination. So that's funny that you bring that up. Another question I wanted to ask you about, how it was before you joined is how did it feel day to day trading? Like, was it a roller coaster of emotions for you?
It definitely was. It was definitely a struggle, and especially with being a full-time college student, I can't really focus on just trading. It's like balancing both sides of the world. Um, like when you get profits, you're super happy, you get that dopamine hit, and when you like lose, you're just like bummed out for the rest of the day. Just those wins and losses really hit me during school, and it also affected my schoolwork. And then,
Mhm,
you know, it's just a whole cycle that just dies, I guess.
mhm. And
And the
what was like the biggest fear you had?
biggest fear, just definitely disappointing my parents, you know, because they put so much effort and so much struggle into like raising me and giving me so many opportunities that I have today. And it's just they've been working for a very long while, and it hurts to see them, you know, either struggling or in pain because they have to support me. And definitely hurts a little bit whenever you know see your parents struggle with all that stuff, and you just want to provide some relief for them, you know.
Next question is what was the kind of the switching point? Like what made you realize like I need to change something? Like for some of us we hit rock bottom. Like we just blew a funded account and that was like our worst mistake we could have done, and then we realized like something serious has to change. I was wondering if you ever had that turning point and like what was it?
It was just I wouldn't say there was a specific moment, but there were many lows of just like I'm so close to this payout, and then I tried to rush it because I really wanted this money. And just the continuous cycle just a couple times was like really disheartening because I'm so close, but why can't I get there? It's really hit different.
Hmm. Yeah. And what do you think actually made you decide to do something about it?
Um, Obviously you don't want to keep losing, and obviously after so like long of mistakes, I guess, just like months and months of mistakes, months and months of seeing like what's wrong with me, what I keep doing, and you just get sick and tired of it at
Hmm.
that. You're like, why do I keep over trading? Why do I keep oversizing? And you gotta just take your time with it because making 10K in a week is cool, but like making 10K in a month is also awesome because whose job at like or such a young age could do that, you know?
Yeah. In reality, we're just clicking buttons
Yeah.
and we make money in the long run. Sometimes we lose, but like if you focus at it, if you zoom out, you'll be green. you know.
Yeah.
Um, what was your first impression when you joined, when we first started working together?
I was definitely skeptical at first because, all the discords and all the scams of just selling a course. But I had actually a decent bit of faith because after seeing your YouTube channel with your full entire transparency of all your wins, your losses, and just your talks about, taking your time, you'll get there soon. Just keep in it, keep at it, I guess. Just really was like gave me a lot of trust in this program.
Hmm. Okay, that's good. That's good. I'm glad because the point of the payouts is not just to show that I got paid, it's to show that I did it the right way
Mhm.
and I did it with losing. That's a huge part that I always talk about with these payout videos is I'll show you the stats and the stats show that even with losing in the long run like you could win. But no, that's cool. And then since you joined, what was the first thing you implemented and what did you actually do first?
I think it was a whole set of things, not just one. I think what really helped me from your videos was definitely your um, like planning before pre-market and stuff, just drawing out levels, making sure they're always consistent, not changing anything about them. Zooming out, seeing the big picture, because lower time frames are very like volatile and you can't really see the move unless you see the entire big picture. And your rules for, taking trades and stuff, just waiting for the right entry instead of jumping in the moment you see it, just waiting for either a retracement or just good risk management, obviously, too. And also with your win rate, I was like checking back in my journaling and I was like, I think I have a 50% win rate, but I'm still green for the entire month because I kept the same risk, same setups, and I didn't change my size or anything.
Mm. Wait, so are you saying when you got these payouts, your win rate was 50%?
Yeah.
That's insane. I feel like a lot of people, they would have thought you had like a 90% win rate. They always think that. And like, it's not the case. The reason you probably got a lot of payouts is down to risk management. Or, uh, this is a random question, but what was your risk to reward ratio on average?
It was a 1 to 2, I'm not gonna
One
lie.
to two. Okay, see, that's all you need. That's all
Yeah.
you need. A 1 to 2. Even if you had a 40% win rate, you still would have been profitable
Mhm.
because of the 1 to 2. See, I'm glad you said that. That's you. Anyone watching, you do not need a 80% win rate. Please do not believe that myth. I'm glad you brought that up. That's really interesting. By any chance, did you ever take screenshots of like the dashboard when you got the payout or no?
I th um, I think I still have it in my history, though. I don't think I took any screenshots, but I
Okay.
remember.
Okay. Yeah, I'd love to see that because I wouldn't be surprised. Like all you need 1 to 2, and then even again, like even with the 40%, you'd still be profitable because every time you win, you're winning more than what you lose. So that's good. Um, and then again, a quick question: what was the first sign it was working, and what was the moment you thought, okay, this is real, like this is actually working?
Honestly, I think it's just the first week after getting the funded. Like you get your funded, I got my funded luckily. I think I full ported my first account and I got funded.
Okay, when was that? When did you get first get funded?
Um, I think it was just a volatile day and oh, I don't think it was a news day, but it was just very volatile. I just hit like a long and just prayed for the best and it just went straight to take profit and I was like so happy.
So, would you say you're a trader that trades the evals more aggressive?
Yeah, I think it's once you get to that certain point, I think it's better to trade it aggressive and then slow down on the fundeds, definitely.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree. I agree. And also too with evals, I feel like you wouldn't want to spend more than 30 days on it because then you get recharged. You know,
Hmm.
because a lot of them are like subscription based. For like Top Step. Top Step is, I think they make a lot of money because it's subscription based, that a lot of beginner traders don't even understand. They're like getting recharged on their eval. I feel like, I don't know, it's kind of like a, not a trap, but I feel
Yeah,
like prop firms make more money because of that. Like it's subscription based. But I do know some prop firms that recently just changed it to like a one time thing.
yeah.
But yeah. Um so you said the first sign that it was working was getting funded.
I wouldn't say it was getting funded, it was just getting past the first week, you know? Not
Mhm.
trying because I think my plan was 5 day till payout. So just staying consistent on the first week, you know, not rushing to get a max payout, just making buffer and just taking your time with it. And then once I got past that and got my first max payout, you just need to make 2000. And it's not like I aimed for 2000 every day. It was just like my trades were consistent and my setups were consistent enough where I made past that
Mhm.
every.
Okay. That's good to know. And then since you joined, which actually let me pull up the date that you officially started your 90 days. It wasn't too long ago. Well, I want to get the exact date. Okay, so you joined before, definitely before the third. It's probably like a week before that. Where official day was, what is it? It was May 3rd, where you first started your 90 days, and that was 29 days ago. But since your official 90 days started, what are the actual results that you've seen? Like, run me through the numbers. The best part.
Best
Run me
part,
through.
um, I got funded with a couple prop firms and I've slowly traded them.
Mhm.
My first payout was I think around $700, and then I
And that
started.
that was with Funded Futures Family, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
And then I looked at the Lucid plans and I think they were better for me as a trader. So then I fully committed to Lucid and I've gotten 3 max payouts from there since I started. And then I've been in my funded teachers and just got I think a payout for that for I think 1,600.
Mhm. So the max payout, they were 2,000 each, right? With Lucid.
Hmm.
Okay, so 700 with Funded Futures Family, 6,000 with Lucid, and then about like almost 2,000 with My Funded Futures, or like 1,800, I think it was, before the split. So that's around like 8,600 in 1 month.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's almost 10K. I mean, the way I like to think about these like months is, if I was to get around $8,000 every month, just like as an estimate, just so you could kind of get an idea of like, if I do this consistently, how much would I be making a year? So for example, 8,000 times 12, that's 96,000. So that's almost six figures. So if you consistently make 8K per month with prop firms, which if you could do it once, you can do it again. You definitely could do it. You'll easily make six figures, which is insane because I know a lot of people that, and maybe this is just me, but I know a lot of people that go to college specifically to make six figures, right? I remember my cousin, who's like, I don't care what degree I'm getting, I just want to make sure I'm getting six figures. And it's crazy how you're almost basically at that level. You could get to that level, right? If you just do it consistently. And it's crazy because you started trading a year ago. A lot of traders don't see this much success within a year, which is crazy. Like, I don't think you understand that. I'm very impressed by you. I'm not gonna lie. And I think a lot of people watching you will be very inspired because a lot of people want payouts like how you did.
I think it was partially luck, but I also think that if you keep going at it, like I know you're at a low probably, but if you just keep pushing, it's just the light at the end of the tunnel. You just got to keep going until you get that.
Yeah. And like something I like to tell myself is like if you aren't seeing any results and you feel really low, like it's so corny, but like once you hit rock bottom, like you can't go lower. Like that's the bottom. So no, that's cool. Um, how fast do you think things like started to shift? Like how fast did things shift within I would say like within the first 2 weeks, right? Like how fast do you think that kind of happened, that shift? Maybe like your aha moment, right? Or like the moment where you realize like, okay, this is all I need to do. Like how fast do you think that happened?
Honest, I think it was just overnight. I'm not gonna lie. It like the moment where you hit that point, it just switches. You know,
Mm,
I don't think anything changes that much. It's just like you've finally it's statistically at the end of the game. It's just statistics. So once you hit that point, I think it's just like easy motion.
mm. And what has been your biggest win since then? It could be biggest trade, biggest payout. I mean, let's talk about both. I'm interested in both. Right. What has been your biggest trade so far?
My biggest trade, um, I think it was around 3,000 or 4,000.
Okay. That's quite a bit for one trade. That was on Nasdaq.
It was on gold.
Gold. It's always on gold. Those big trades are always on gold. Okay, cool. How many contracts was that and how many points?
It was a 1 to 2. It was 5 points for 10 points, and I was sized in with like two. Actually, I don't think it was a 10 point. I think it was a little bit more than 10, but it was two minis.
Okay. Yeah, and
20
I
mic.
know for gold the contracts are like way crazier compared to Nasdaq.
Hmm.
That's crazy. Would you say you trade more Nasdaq than gold or the other way?
I think it's pretty balanced. It just depends on whatever instrument is moving better that day.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's crazy. $4,000 trade. And then your biggest payout basically has been like 2,000.
Hmm.
Okay. Um kind of this last question about the payouts. When you had your Lucid payouts, was it across multiple accounts or was it like with one single account?
It was just one single account.
Okay, wow. So you made well like 6,000 from a $200 investment?
Around there, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think a lot of people don't understand the value of a funded account. But I mean, you kind of just proved it, right? Like one $200 account could give you $6,000 or more, right? And then if it's with another prop firm that has a bigger payout cap, that $200 investment could be easily more than 10K, right? Like with, for example, with what is it, Top Stuff, right? I think it's like $200 for a 150K account.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then their payout cap is I think it's 6,000, 5 to 6,000. If you get 1 to 5 payouts, easily over 10K. So it's crazy. A lot of us underestimate the value of one funded account, and every time anyone gets payout, you just prove that one funded account could change your life, right? Or maybe a couple. But that's really cool. That's insane. What's my next question? Okay, this one's good. So, what's different about your day to day now compared to before?
Um, I think, well, before I was also working a separate job, and there was a lot of stress, like trying to balance trading, working a job, and going to school. And with college being over, I think I find a lot of more free time, just being able to focus on the charts. So, marking out levels, getting ready, calming yourself before trades, marking or checking out setups, like what's gonna work, what looks like it's gonna like move or where it's gonna move, and just being ready before the market instead of just gambling and just hoping that it goes one way for you.
Mm. And I mean, I feel like a lot of people might be wondering, like, since you're talking about pre-market, what would be kind of your maybe pre-market routine or like morning routine?
Morning routine. Definitely wake up, definitely get ready around like just 45 minutes to 30 minutes beforehand. Eat something real quick, meditate a little bit, just calm the mind a little bit, calm the nerves. And then I would start marking out the levels just to see where everything's at, and then I would take trades based on that.
Okay. That's okay. I like how you said you meditate because when I first started seeing success with my trading, I was meditating before trading. So, how long do you kind of meditate? Maybe for like 5, 10 minutes or more?
Yeah, just 5, 10 minutes is enough for me, I think.
Mm.
Just like calm down the nerves.
My next question is, what can you do now that you couldn't do before or didn't even think was possible?
Honestly, just staying this consistent with my trades and myself. Like I was never aiming for like the 8K or 10K month. I just wanted like just to pay out just a little bit of money that could help my parents. But staying consistent has definitely helped me get more payouts and bigger payouts.
Mm. And I don't think we've mentioned this in an interview, but you actually quit your job.
Yeah,
So, really quick, how has that been? How has that kind of changed? I don't know, maybe your mindset, your trading. How has that been for you?
it's definitely been like uh, a huge weight off my shoulders because I used to work like 40 hours and it was just so draining because I needed to make money for either just tuition or helping my parents out a little bit. But working those long nights just screwed with me a little bit because when you work like those long nights and you also have homework to do for classes and stuff, there's just no time for trading. And you're also completely overstimulated with like just working, getting enough money to pay for stuff, getting good grades for school, trying to finish assignments, and it's just too much pressure, I guess.
Mm. What do you think about kind of the freedom that comes with leaving your job and doing full-time trading?
It's definitely given me so much freedom, allowing me to like take out my parents, to like either just running errands with them, taking them out for dinner, being there for them whenever they're free, I guess, like going to like the mall or to the park or just doing whatever they want to do has really been great.
Mhm. And this is off script, random question here, but since you quit your job and I quit my job about over a year ago, so I've been full-time trading for a while now. I feel like there's kind of this loneliness that comes with it because like your friends or your family, they're going to be out working
Hmm.
while, you just traded for I don't know, an hour, maybe even 30 minutes and you're done with basically the job of the day, which was to follow your plan with trading, right? So I feel like there's this I don't know if it's I don't think it's bad loneliness, but there's something that like changes your mindset towards like working for someone else, right? Like
Yeah.
when you're working for any company, it's like, you're not chasing your own dream. And when you leave that job to go full time with trading, it gives you so much time that you could chase your dreams with either trading or outside of trading. Like maybe you have a hobby. Hopefully, you have a hobby because you're going to have so much time on your hands that if you are bored for most of it, you're going to do bored trading. And
Mhm.
bored trading is one of the worst things.
Yeah.
But it's really awesome that you were able to quit your job, right? And work for yourself because now you kind of have the skill to do it all over again. And like you said, you're kind of not nervous, but you mentioned that it is your first big month, your first month with a couple payouts. And do you think you're kind of scared to repeat it again, or are you really comfortable in the fact that you could repeat it?
Definitely scared because, first green or big green month with this, and it's just like a little nerve-wracking, but I definitely think I can continue to do this because all you have to do is just take a step back, take your time with it, and just see the bigger picture. Don't rush into things because rushing into things has never worked out. So just take your time with it. I feel like that's the biggest thing.
Mhm. And would you say your trading is easily repeatable? Like you can easily repeat what you did last week. It's like a all the trades look very similar. Like it's a system. Like would you say that about your trading now?
I think I'm still working to that, but it's definitely been a little bit more consistent than it used to.
Hmm. Okay. And this is kind of a not a random question, but I feel like a question that a lot of people would be wondering is, do you journal?
Yes.
Yes. Okay,
Bef-
good. Good. How
uh,
often do you journal?
Before I was profitable, I was definitely not journaling. I was definitely just like YOLOing it and
Mm,
just it's a good trade, I guess. But definitely journal all your, trades, see what's wrong with your, entries or what could have been better and just fix that for the next time.
what do you think is the biggest single factor that helped you achieve this?
Um, let's see. Just I feel like the confidence to repeat what I do. I feel like that's the biggest thing. Like you can, change your rules, but there's no point if you switch back like after a few trades, just staying consistent and grounded with your rules has really helped.
Mm, okay, I like that. Yeah, because when you get that consistency, you get like that kind of faith that you
Mhm.
need with trading. Especially when you're like getting close to a payout and then you take a loss or something. Like you need faith in your system, in yourself. Yeah, if there was a moment where you doubted your trading or yourself, what changed it?
I feel like there are many points where I doubted my trading and if this was really going to work out, but I think in the end, just trying to retire my parents was definitely a bigger goal than just, letting these doubts, hold me back.
Mm,
Just pushing towards that I have to retire my parents and just gain financial freedom, not just for me, but for them, really pushed me to like keep going. Even though this isn't working out right now, I know I can make it and I know I have to make it.
yes, you have a strong mindset, which that's another thing that I feel like a lot of traders watching this struggle with is having a positive mindset. Like Andrew said, you need confidence, and you're not going to get confidence without having a strong mindset. You kind of need a delusional mindset. Right? Like you need to be delusional to the point where like you have to believe that when you're just clicking these buttons, you can make money off of it. You have to be delusional enough to, yes, you've blown all these accounts, but you have to be crazy enough to keep going. So a strong mindset definitely goes a long way. And I feel like that's one of the biggest reasons why you've succeeded so much in a short period of time is because of that positive mindset. Like you could have had so many reasons to why you should stop or to why you shouldn't have joined the mentorship or to why you shouldn't have gotten, all these funded accounts, but yet you still chose the positive side. And look how it's paid off, you know? So that's huge. I'm really proud of you. Um a second question I have is what surprised you the most about this whole process?
I'd say just I think it's just the journey itself, you know? Like, there's nothing specific, it's just like, just the one day you see traders online, day traders making, like, thousands of dollars, hundreds of dollars every day, and back when I was working, I was like, "Wow, I'm working, like, 40-hour weeks, like, busting my back out for, like, just a grand, and these guys are just making them in minutes." Just the whole start of really inspired me to, like, try and gain financial freedom from this.
Mhm. Yeah. If I were you, I'd say like one of the biggest surprises was going from 0 to 8K in a span of 3 weeks. Like what? And I talk about this so much. I don't know if you watch the streams, but even this morning I talked about how we are halfway through the year, and like if you feel like you haven't succeeded much or anything, like it's fine because your life could change in a matter of less than a month. Yeah, in 3 weeks, right? You could go from making zero to, I don't know, 10, 20K a month. Like you never know. That's how trading is. Your life could change like this. Like it could change really fast. And you're such a great example of it because you did like everything right, with the right mindset, having enough, how do I say this? Having enough, you know, damn, I don't want to say that, but like having enough courage, that's the word. Having enough courage to buy the accounts, right? Join the mentorship, having enough courage to keep going even with losing. So I feel like honestly, if it wasn't for your mindset, I feel like you would not be here. So I think mindset is like huge, huge.
I'd also like to say that another big part is also you.
Mm.
Feel like you're underplaying that a lot, but without you, I wouldn't have like stayed consistent with my rules. I would have never joined the mentorship and this program, but with your transparency and your just consistency with everything, accountability has really helped me and a lot of others with this journey. And I'm so thankful for you because not a lot of traders are willing to do this for others, especially when you're like already like rich, I guess. And
No, no, not rich. But
but
thank you.
I'm so grateful for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You need to pat yourself on the back too. Like that's the thing. Like I've spoken to many traders, and the small percentage of traders that actually succeed are the ones with a positive mindset and the ones with enough courage to actually like take the step forward. Take the risk. And you have that. Not all the traders that I've spoken to have that. So I don't want to like, glaze you up or anything, but like, your mindset is huge. Is huge. I think you can easily go up to, that 10K a month or even 20K, right? So I'm definitely excited to see like how far you can take this. Oh, which leads me to my next question. Where are you headed from here? Where are you headed from here? Like what's next for you?
Um, I think just building more consistency before I like try anything like huge. Just sticking to a couple accounts a day. Because with one account I've made 6 grand. So realistically, if I do scale up if I make 5 accounts and that's already like 30 grand, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't really want to focus too much on that yet, just consistency and just building better habits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think I mentioned this to you as well through Discord was like don't focus on the next step being a step higher. You
Hmm.
know, like don't focus on breaking your personal record next. Always focus on building the consistency first. You know, that's a huge mistake I did when I first was getting payouts. You know, I would say like even last year when I was getting consistent 10K payouts from TopStep, my mistake was always trying to see like what was next. What was the next record I could break for myself? And that put me in such a greedy, bad mindset that I kind of held myself back.
Hmm.
Versus if I was focused on consistency, you know, doing it over and over again, slowly would have gotten me quicker to the next um milestone. So I'm
Hmm.
glad that you say you're focused on consistency first because believe it or not like focusing on that before, you know, focusing on getting your next I don't know, huge month, focusing on the consistency is going to get you there quicker. I mean, you know how it is, right? Like when you chase something with trading, it kind of always goes bad long term, right? It could be good for a little bit, but long term, if you keep doing bad things, like it's gonna catch up to you. So I'm glad that you say consistency first because focusing on that first will get you to your next milestone quicker than trying to rush it. This is also a really good question, and I think a lot of the traders watching this will enjoy your answer. Is if someone's in the same spot you were in a couple months ago, what would you say to them?
Definitely keep pushing.
Mm,
Like, never know whenever your big break is going to be. So just keep pushing. Try your best to stay consistent with your goals and your rules, and profits will definitely come along the way. I know I probably like you probably heard this like a lot of times, but just staying consistent because rushing things aren't isn't going to work out. So take a different step, stay consistent, and just keep pushing.
mm. Yeah, I like that. It reminds me of that meme of like the guy digging through the gem tunnel and the one that quit was this close and the one that kept going got the gems.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep going. Plus, another thing is like if you've already learned, you know, certain strategies, you've already tried it. Why stop trying when you're so far into it?
Hmm.
You know, I feel like that's another thing that kept me going too. Is like I've already blown like way too many accounts for me to quit. Like, there's no going back from here. So yeah, keep going, keep pushing. My next question is for anyone who's been on the fence of maybe joining a mentorship like mine, um, what would you tell them?
Definitely risk it. If you're still young, you have so much time left for you. So take some risk in life. Sometimes it might not work out, but join this mentorship. It definitely will work out for you. But definitely take some risk in life. I know it might not look the best at this moment, but you're definitely gonna feel differently in like a year or two once you've stayed consistent with this.
Mm, nice, nice. I like that. Um, Looking at your whole journey, how would you describe your transformation?
I feel like it's just like stages to trading where either you get lucky and you get your profits, but it's definitely like an exponential growth. I feel like you're slowly just building the steps to just becoming um a better trader, if that makes sense. So like learning your strategy takes time, and then figuring out your risk to reward, just your rules, your whatever works for you, and it's just the wins and loses, I guess, and then statistically in the end, you know, you're gonna lose some and you're gonna win some. So it's just you gotta make it till that point in time, I guess.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I would say like I'd agree with you with the phases. Even when you reach profitability, there will still be phases that come with that. You know,
Mhm.
like levels. So I like what you said about like, the steps because it's the same thing with like levels. Like at first you got to get through the beginner levels and then once you reach the profitability, there's still more levels to go.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be like a straight road up. It's gonna be like you win some, you lose some, you win more, you lose more. But it's just the consistency and just the mindset to keep going.
Yeah, and like zooming out is the same thing with trading. You can't be so focused on this week. You have to be focused on the month. Like you
Mhm.
have to zoom out. And it's the same way as like your whole trading journey. You have to stay zoomed out. The next question is if someone was stuck where you were, frustrated, second guessing, overthinking, what would you tell them?
I feel like if you're at that point, there's something either wrong with your strategy or your rules that you might be breaking. So I think looking back and fixing that, I think that's the most important step. Instead of like new week, new me, new day, new me, fix the bad habits to build better habits.
Mhm. Yeah, I would say the same thing. Like, it's hard to look at the mirror sometimes when you are making mistakes constantly. It's
Mhm.
hard to take that accountability. Like, damn, like, it wasn't the market this time, it was me. And that's how it's always going to be. But in the beginning, it's hard to tell yourself that. It's hard to look at the mirror in the beginning, but it's so necessary to take the accountability for your mistakes. So yeah, I like what you said. Um what's your vision for the next year now that you've made this change?
For this upcoming year and currently, I feel like just again trying to stay consistent, not chasing the big profits because they'll come eventually, with like scaling up more accounts or just bigger accounts, I guess. But staying consistent and following through is what I'm hoping to achieve.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that like again, like that consistency mindset is going to get you so far. You could have been a person to be thinking, 100K a month next year, which is possible. But if you think that constantly, you're gonna get in your own way. So I'm
Mhm.
really happy that you're focused on like that long term mindset and like consistency. Honestly though, I could see you pretty far next year. I could see you I don't know, I could see you getting like just 100K a month. I know I just said it, but it's like
It's crazy
I
though.
could see that. Cause if you think about it, it's like within a year of you starting, you almost had your 10K month. Basically 10K a month. Easily, right? And
Probably easily, but we're trying. We're trying.
yeah, yeah. It just happened so quick that I wouldn't be surprised if in a year you're easily having like 10K days. Which sounds crazy, but like that's how trading is. It sounds crazy until it actually happens. I don't know, I
Mhm.
could see you really far in a year. Like I said, it only took you a year to get to this moment, which requires a certain mindset, and you have it. So I could see you easily 20K, 30K months next year.
We're hoping for that. We're praying for that.
Yes, yes. You gotta be delusional for it.
Definitely.
My next question is how does it feel now living on the other side of that decision? And I think for this question, the decision is like joining the mentorship and like taking that step.
I feel like I said, everything comes with a risk, and it's just up to you if you're willing to take it. I feel like it's definitely worth the risk with all like the possible. or possibilities that could happen, like, a 10K month, Would you rather be working at your full-time job for the rest of your life, or would you try this little risk in life? If it does go wrong, you still got more time in your life to figure things out. Just a little bit of commitment to this program wouldn't really hurt much in the long run.
Hmm.
So just go for it, try your best. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But if you keep pushing, it'll definitely work out for you.
Yeah, I like that. Another question that kind of ties along with that is, if you hadn't joined, where do you think you'd be right now?
I think I'd still be unprofitable. I'm not gonna lie, because at the end of the day, it's you versus you. It's not you versus the market or anything. It's just your own. Because trading with like your strategy and stuff is a aspect of it, but I wouldn't say it's the biggest aspect. I'd say it's just your emotions, your mindset coming into it. So once you overcome that, I feel like that's the biggest stone that's like really important for you.
Mhm. I like this one. What's the biggest problem we've helped you solve?
I say it a lot, but consistency.
Consistency. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, because I feel like in the course that comes with the mentorship, it's mostly strategy, but in the beginning videos, I emphasize that I'm very straight up with it. I'm like, yes, I'll teach you this strategy, but there's so much more that comes with that, that is based off of consistency, your emotions, right? Like your mindset. And it like, obviously it has something to do with trading, but it has nothing to do with it at the same time, like your mindset with it. So yeah, I'm glad that we helped you solve your consistency. Okay, I mean, I don't think I've asked you this, is what made you finally decide to take the leap and join?
Because things weren't working out before, it was just like, I guess, another chance at it, I suppose. Like, because after I've joined many Discords, and like I said, like the indicators and stuff, those weren't working out. And then just what's another, course? At that point, just like go for it. Because I'm more, like you said, with blowing all those evals, and you're too far down the rabbit hole to just give up and, you know,
Yeah, too far to
think,
go back.
yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, you might as well go all in. Sometimes that's what it takes. Right? Like, even for me, when in the beginning of the year when I had my 240K months, like, kind of in a way I had to go all in,
mhm.
because to buy those 20 accounts, it was a pretty big chunk of money,
And
so like I had to like risk it all, and it was worth it. I mean, it wasn't all, but like it was quite a bit. Sometimes you kind of have to do what you're scared to do, and it'll push you to the next level in ways that you can't even imagine, in ways that you never even thought about. But yeah, I like that. It's like a leap of faith. Okay, this is a good one. How did you feel seeing those payouts come through? And how did it feel being able to get those payouts and say, you know what? I'm not going to go to this job anymore. I'm going to go all in with this.
it was definitely a breath of relief. Because after like losing so much, it's just like, when does it end? When will I get this break that I need? And getting that first payout, it was like, I think it was a big first step to like profitability, because you finally see something working for once, after all those like days and months of losing, you finally see that like money in your account, and you're like, wow, this is life-changing money. Even if
Mm-hmm.
it's just a small payout, it's better than, working a whole week for just a couple grand, or not even a couple grand, like a couple hundred or a grand. And just being able to take 30 minutes to an hour of my day to make that much money is completely eye-opening and crazy to me.
Yeah, I always say when I got my first payout, I felt like Superman. Like it was such a unrealistic feeling, like a out of a dream. Like what? Like I just press buttons and your money is deposited in my account. But it's so worth it. What felt different about this compared to everything that you've joined?
I feel like with most like courses that are being sold, it's just their strategy and not them actually committed to help you. It's just like if you follow this, like this strategy, these rules, then you're bound to be profitable. But there's nobody who's like really on you about following these rules. Like
Mm,
you can have everything you need. It's just that extra person or team that can help you like actually follow those rules.
mm. Like accountability.
Mhm.
Mm. Yeah, I like that. And for the last question, if you could give any piece of advice to the traders watching, what would it be?
Definitely just keep pushing. You're almost there. Like, no matter how far you think you are, you're a lot closer than you were at the start.
Mm-hmm.
You might not think this is like any progress at all. It might feel like you're moving like just a couple steps, but you're definitely moving
Yeah.
because you gotta run before you walk, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So just keep taking these small steps, keep pushing, keep following your rules, and you'll soon be profitable.